I need to see this crisis for myself.
Where will you go?
The day after I'm supposed to disappear.
I'll come right back to this moment.
Promise.
What'd you see there, kid?
Something's coming.
All of our lives are going to be on the line.
Welcome to Earth 1. My name is Cisco Ramon. Oh, great.
People I love.
Please, Barry.
What do you want?
For your universe to survive.
The plinth. You destroyed it. You destroyed Nora's message.
An unfortunate side effect. But I needed to discourage you.
From doing what?
Hoping. Your determination is boundless, Flash. It is one of your greatest qualities, but you cannot avoid the coming crisis.
Barry has 5 years before he vanishes.
No longer. December 10th, 2019. On that day, he will answer the call and make the ultimate sacrifice. Soon. This world will fight for the fate of all the known universes.
I'm not gonna leave my family. There has to be a way to stop what's coming.
I am sorry. But events have been set into motion that you cannot possibly comprehend.
I don't need to understand them. Just tell me what I can do.
To survive? You can't. In order for billions to survive this coming crisis, the Flash must die.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. This is going to be my Flash Season 6, Episode 2 trailer video. Barry going into the future, doing exactly what Jay Garrick told him not to do. Then we finally get Jay Garrick back, so we'll break it all down. Crisis on Infinite Earths. We're actually doing a new Flash Ring giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave your best theory about the episode on the video. Starting at the beginning here, Barry tells Iris in the Cortex he's time traveling to the day after he's supposed to die, which according to the Monitor is December 10th this year. That's also supposed to be the day that the Flash episode of the actual crossover is happening in real life. The whole thing about the Monitor is that he said that in order for the multiverse to survive, not only would all the heroes have to battle for its survival, but it was imperative that the Flash die. A lot of you on my episode 1 video are like, what if they just substitute another version of Barry Allen, like the Earth 90 version, who's played by John Wesley Shipp, and he sacrifices himself? There's so many people that are trying to find a way around Oliver Queen having to die, but I think that completely circumvents the whole point of the conversation that Oliver had and the deal he made with the Monitor during last year's crossover.
The universe is a complex piece of machinery, and balance must be maintained. One change requires another. How would you propose I keep the balance?
Will you help me save Barry and Kara or not?
No, but I will give you the means to save them.
Tell me what you need in exchange.
Whatever the multiverse requires to survive the crisis that is looming. When it is time.
So it just seems clear right now that they want you to think that Oliver is going to pull out some big surprise and he will wind up sacrificing himself and quote-unquote disappearing. That doesn't necessarily mean that he's going to die. It just means that everyone thinks that he's going to die and that there's a gravestone in the future. That doesn't mean that there's a body in that gravestone because it makes it sound like he's going to be doing something on a more cosmic level after he eventually quote-unquote disappears. But they don't actually show you Barry traveling to the future in the trailer. There is a shot of the particle accelerator in the previous trailers exploding, but it's at night, so you can't tell if the skies are red. And remember, it's Crisis, so per that newspaper, all the skies are supposed to be red. That's just a countermeasure either from the Reverse Flash or from the Anti-Monitor or from someone on his team to block all the powers of the versions of Superman and Supergirl. Then we see him with Jay Garrick waking up with Joan looking over him like his mother. So obviously this is a totally different person because it seems like they're on Earth 3 based on the way this is all decorated. And she's not his mother on Earth 3, but she looks exactly like her because she's an alternate Earth version. I believe her name in the episode is Joan Williams, so she might be married to Jay Garrick and just have kept her maiden name, but it looks like she's a scientist, and she's sort of a version of Tina McGee on this Earth, like the classic Earth 90 Flash had Tina McGee helping him out with all the science of it all. Jay Garrick's only told us a little bit about his backstory. I got a lot of questions on one of the previous trailers as to whether or not they ever had a son that looked like Barry Allen on Earth 3. And it sounds like he did not, because we probably would have met that character already, but they probably don't want to recycle too many twists because we met a version of Barry Allen on Earth too, so they don't want every single Barry to show up on every single Earth. Then there's that Crisis on Infinite Earths scene with Barry in the time vault with the monitor telling him in no uncertain terms there's nothing he can do. He shouldn't try to avoid it. Just make your peace with it, because you absolutely have to die in order for the multiverse to survive. He doesn't say why or how that's going to happen. All we know from the future newspapers is that it says Flash vanishes in Crisis and everyone assumes that he's dead. They just talk about him like he's dying. The whole reason why he had to do that in the comics is because the Anti-Monitor had created this giant space gun that he was going to fire at planet Earth, completely obliterated, so Barry has to run faster and faster than he ever has around it to dismantle the weapon, but in doing so, he goes so fast that his body turns into pure Speed Force energy and he seemingly disappears, dying. Part of the reason they did this is because they wanted Wally West to become the main version of the Flash. A lot of the Crisis comic book in the 1980s was a transition from the Silver Age of comics to the modern age, where a lot of the sidekick heroes or the younger heroes sort of came into their own, became adults, and became the main versions of those characters in the comics. So that's where you get to the Wally West era of the comics. Barry disappeared into the Speed Force as pure energy for a little over 20 years before he returned during Flash Rebirth in 2009. Pretty safe bet that those circumstances around him disappearing are going to be different for the TV show. It won't be some giant space gun. It'll be some other reason why he winds up disappearing. But in the future that he's going to see during episode 2, Oliver probably will have not done whatever things he's going to do differently to save Barry and prevent him from disappearing. So the Flash showrunner actually posted this comment saying that basically we're going as if Barry really is dying. Everyone's going to assume that for the rest of the first half of the season. That means in episode 3, 4, 5, 6, so on and so forth, Barry still thinks that he's going to die. So he sort of goes on his bucket list with a lot of different Team Flash members trying to pass on his knowledge and prepare them for a world without the Flash, as in a world without Superman references if you're a longtime comic book reader. If you didn't read that, World Without a Superman is just the story that came right after they killed Superman off during the Death of Superman comic book. There's also scenes of Barry talking to the Bloodwork villain. It seems a little weird watching this after watching him freak out while he was busy getting his powers. Usually what happens on the Flashes is that when villains get their powers, they hide it for a little while, then they start to lose control and really turn into a villain, and that's when Team Flash gets involved. Like, it's clear that he has a temper from his conversation with Caitlin, but he's on this grand quest to defeat death, literally stop death. That makes it sound like he doesn't care about forcing his cure on other people. If it could save people, what does it matter? He had that whole conversation with Caitlin. Even though I didn't mention it in the video yesterday, I've talked about it during a couple previous videos. Yes, he is Mohinder from the Heroes TV series. Right now, they're still filming the crossover episodes. A lot of you were freaking out yesterday because they posted a behind-the-scenes picture of them on the Wave Rider with Grant Gustin's Flash, Brandon Routh's Kingdom Come Superman, and Tyler Hoechlin's Earth 38 Superman. But even more people were freaking out when they saw Cress Williams' Black Lightning posing with Grant Gustin's Flash in a completely different set. This just looks like an office building. But if you're not sure what's going on and how this crossover is going to work and how they're involving Black Lightning, yes, this does mean now that the Black Lightning TV show is officially canon to the Arrowverse, whereas before there was kind of a question mark above it. The showrunner said that he didn't want to spend too much time trying to cross over with the Arrowverse, especially around last year's crossover. Like, we're doing our own thing, don't worry about it. So you can see most of those people in the background. So if there was any question, of course, this confirms that the Legends will be part of the crossover. But the actual Legends of Tomorrow episode of the crossover won't happen till the second half in January when the shows come back from the break. And even though you don't see Tom Welling's Superman in all this, he's probably somewhere in the background too. I'm assuming that his role now, based on the way they've talked about it, is bigger than just a single episode cameo. If there are any more Crisis teasers or scenes that drop this week, I'll totally do videos for it. Leave your requests in the comments below. Congratulations, Preach Ragland. You're the giveaway winner from my last Big Flash video. Please email me on the About page of my channel so I can get your contact details. Everybody, click here for my Flash Season 6 Episode 1 video, and click here for all my Joker movie Easter eggs and ending scene. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody stay awesome. I'll see you guys tonight.